Welcome to Module 2, everyone. I'm here to give you a quick preview of the weekly schedule for Module 2. Y'all, and I want you to know something. I am positive this will be the busiest week of the semester. I think if you get through week 2 of English 1022, you got this thing beat, I tell you. So be ready for a busy week, y'all. So I'll do my best every week to have your gradebook up to date for the previous week's work by Wednesday of that week. You'll notice that in the Module 1 discussion board that I really paid attention to your questions during week 1. So I'll get your grades posted in the gradebook for the work you completed on the discussion board. Y'all make sure, I'm looking at item 2 on day 1, make sure you have the right Atlantic essay chosen. You might even take a look at some of the others to ensure that you connect with the writer's writing, that you are interested in the topic. Pick an essay that you're interested in so that writing the rhetorical analysis will be more interesting for you. So make sure you've picked the right one. You might check also on the Atlantic website to see if your essay has an audio track. Some of them are read, and so it might be helpful for you to listen to the essay if there's an audio track available. I know there was an audio track of the environmental essay, so check on the other ones. I'm not remembering if I know all of them didn't have audio tracks is what I'm trying to say, so you'll need to check. You're watching me lecture a little bit this week. It's one of the reasons why it's one of the busier weeks. So there are 3 lectures. I'm just going to highlight them very quickly in my document. There's one here. I have a video on writing out a blueprint for your rhetorical analysis. Writing out a blueprint is the same as writing out an outline, but I kind of set it up a little bit differently where you're using this template document to kind of fill in what you're writing about in each paragraph or each box on the template. If you studied with me in English 121, you'll be familiar with this template, but I have it here so you all can be thinking about whether you will use a deductive or an inductive argument for your rhetorical analysis. And here's the other 2 lectures. I kind of put them together, down here at the bottom. So I lecture on what the rhetorical situation is, and then I also lecture in a separate video about schemes, tropes, and sound patterns. So a little bit more lecture this week. Gosh, I would plan for at least 40 to 45 minutes, maybe longer if you're going to pause the video and take notes or anything like that. And then I'm going to probably create a handout based on your Fleeing to the Mountains posts, probably Monday by the end of the day. So be looking for that. I'll probably post it and then send an email to say, hey, y'all, check out this thing that I created. So that'll be helpful to you because, Fleeing to the Mountains, you're not using it. It cannot be your primary source. We're just practicing with it together in class, and then you're reading, gosh, I forgot to put it on this handout, but I will post it. There's an example rhetorical analysis written by a student on Fleeing to the Mountains. So that'll be a good model essay or example essay for you to take a look at by a student named Cameron Hauer. So I need to add that to this document because it's not in here yet, and I just remembered, so I'll make sure I do. But you all are reading an example rhetorical analysis. It's called A Spirit Reborn. It was a rhetorical analysis published in the New York Times probably in 2002, a year after 9/11 happened. So I'll ask you to read the Gettysburg Address, which is a quick read, and then A Spirit Reborn is also a pretty short rhetorical analysis. It's about 11 paragraphs, but the writer is very to the point, very concise in the analysis, and there's a quiz based on A Spirit Reborn. So I'd pay attention to William Safire's example rhetorical analysis, and the quiz is going to help you to identify where things are in the essay so that you can be sure that you're putting those same types of things into your essay, like making sure you have a thesis and making sure you have your secondary sources and making sure your body paragraphs focus on the rhetorical devices that Safire said he saw Lincoln using in the speech. You all, there's 2 discussion boards this week, but I want you to pick one. I don't want you to do both. And so what I want you to do early in the week is preview the 2 discussion boards and decide which one fits with your writing process best. If you like researching and trying to make your secondary source, remember a secondary source is contextual information or background information or fact checking or finding definitions of terms, or however you want to use the secondary sources to analyze your primary source. That's, remember, your primary source is one of the Atlantic essays. But if it would be helpful to you to find secondary sources and talk about how you're going to fit them in, then do that work, okay? And that's pre-writing work for your essay that's due at the end of the week. But if you would rather write a kind of outline, then you'll do the second discussion board post, and you'll ignore the research post and do the second one, which will help you to kind of create an outline using the template that I lectured about earlier in the week, on day 1. So pick the discussion board that fits with your writing process best. You do not have to do both of them. You only have to do one of them. If you'd like to do both of them, yeah, go ahead and do that, and I'll communicate with you in an email later this week how the extra credit points will work on that, okay? But you only have to do one. There's so much going on this week. You all review the rhetorical analysis essay instructions. You read them last week. Something I should have said right at the beginning of this video, but I didn't, but I'll say it now, is make sure you all, if you want to have a check-in meeting with me this week, so let me go over to the check-in schedule. Yes. Schedule it early in the week. You see I have lots of availability on Monday. There's a 12-hour thing going on here, but I'll be kind of flexible tomorrow if you want to meet tomorrow. Otherwise, sign up for meeting with me by Friday of this week so that you can talk to me about your rhetorical analysis. It might be helpful for you and I to talk through what you want to write about. So be thinking about doing that in addition to reviewing the instructions for the essay. You all write a rough draft. Definitely use the writing process on this rhetorical analysis. And then we're having our first workshop this week. So our workshop writers are, I did it again. I keep doing this in the videos where I forget to select my browser window. I apologize. Areli, Kevin, Andrew, and Abby, thank you for volunteering to be the first workshop writers. We might have one more, a 5th writer, but it looks like we'll have just the 4. And the writers, you all, I'll be sending you an email, not really an email, a D2L message to let you know what's going on about posting your drafts. Everybody else in the class, you are workshop readers this week. You will be assigned to one of your workshop partners. What will happen is let me do a couple of extra clicks here on the discussion board. What will happen is you will scroll all the way to the bottom for the workshop, or you'll click the link that's on the Module 2 page. And then when you enter into the forum, they're not here yet, but there will be 4 posts that has the writer's name and then your name included in the group of readers who will work to give comments to that writer. So you'll see your name assigned to one writer, and so you're reading one draft. And just so you all know, the writers aren't even going to be posting full drafts. They'll probably be posting half a draft or whatever they can get written by Thursday. So the writers will have their workshop drafts posted by 12 p.m. MST, Mountain Standard Time, on Thursday the 9th. And then you have to get your comments into your one workshop writer by Saturday the 11th by 11:59 p.m. And you're not allowed to say anything about grammar. You're only allowed to give comments on introduction, thesis, body paragraphs, content, what makes sense, what doesn't make sense. Really, you'll be focusing on strengths and giving advice for how the piece can be improved and paying attention to what the writer asks you for help on. The writers are going to probably tell you what they'd like some help with. So it might be secondary sources, it might be something else. So you can try to support your writer in that way. And then the workshop should help you think about how you'll revise your piece. And yes, the rhetorical analysis is due Sunday the 12th of June by 11:59 p.m. And do remember that there is a grace period. So if you feel like you need an extra day or two for the rhetorical analysis, you will choose to do that. The sooner you get it turned in, the sooner I will read it and give you feedback, and you can start working on a revision. So make sure that you use the grace period in a way that supports your writing process, but also remember, the sooner you turn it in, the sooner you get feedback. So choose what works best for you. You are submitting the revised rhetorical analysis for an assessment and a grade. So you might even want to, earlier this week, check with the writing center that's nearest to where you live on the Front Range campus, and maybe think about working with a writing tutor. But I'll also remind you, I'm also here for the check-in meetings. So yes, you have a major assignment due at the end of the week, so take advantage of the check-in meetings or working with a writing tutor. Definitely take advantage of the workshop. I think the workshop will help you to feel more confident, even though you're not getting feedback from other readers in class. That's just happening for 4 students this week, but still seeing examples of other people's writing and seeing some of the feedback that other people are giving will probably provide you with some ideas as well for your own essay. So have a great week. It's a busy week. I know you can do it. I know you can, and I'm here to support you. So let me know if you have questions. Have a super week, and I'll talk to you soon. Bye.